Well, we just had a pretty good rain in here just a little bit ago, and it kind of lightened up, and there's a little more stuff coming on its way. Here's some thunder rumbling in the background here and there. Lightning flashes over there in the west. So who knows? We're likely to get some more here, but we'll deal with it. Whatever seems suitable here. Well, one of the nice things about these ponchos, Poncho, use it as a ground cloth to sit on this damp ground. I'm going to show you a little bit of something today, some things we can do in addition with these things. Well, I'm going to show you at least one pretty secure shelter, and we might get rained out, I don't know. It's kind of been off and on today. So in some of my more recent videos that I've put online, I have showed using ponchos in place of bringing a tarp or a cover, some separate cover over a hammock. Okay, so if I'm going to set up a poncho as a lean-to type deal, like we're going to do the width of it this way and the length going back this way, I can be about 4 or 4.5 feet off the ground or so. Alright, so I've got me a ridge pole up here. Now, one of the advantages of a ridge pole, so a ridge pole is going to be more steady and stable than a cord is. A ridge line, when you go between trees, you try to tension everything down, so you wind up with kind of more of a curvature and stuff like that. Where a ridge pole is that's going to be more steady, more stable. This will form the frame for my poncho to lay over top. So it's kind of built on your circumstances. You add or subtract whatever you need. Alright, so I went ahead and added 2 more leaning poles to this. It just gives you a little more support. Alright, so here's my lean-to finished up. Very nice and secure, which I'll demonstrate here shortly. And this is made out of our ponchos, a PSSL. That's the size, PSSL. It's an HD poncho, so it's made out of Cordura nylon, Cordura brand nylon. And we have the camo pattern being used here is ATAX IX. Any of our ponchos you can do this with. I'm just playing with the IX. I don't know, the last dozen campouts. Now you do notice the hood here. Now it is important that when you're doing a lean-to facing this direction, that you want to have the face of the hood obviously aiming down. That'll give you the least chance of getting any kind of rain inside. There's also, if we get right in here, there's a snap on the chest and a snap in the top of the hood. So I can take that snap and I can snap that down. That makes this so it can't blow up around or anything like that. It just kind of holds it in place. Additionally, I can take the drawstring here and I can pull that all the way in there if I'd like to. So now there's virtually no chance whatsoever of moisture getting to the inside here. There's a nice view right there from the side. The awning is very nice because that allows you to shed water to the front. It gives you a little more protection for you to be in the inside area. Any of the HD series would be very, very sturdy like this is, but any of our other series, are plenty strong as well. I did this with a regular line of ponchos, and they work just fine. So I don't want you to think you got to have an HD to do this. It's just tougher if you're in a tougher situation, or if that's what you're wearing is an HD. Put it up like this, it works great. But I got all my poles in here, give a lot of support to the back. So if I get some heavy downpours or something like that, you know, it's not going to push in on it because it can't go very far with all this wood in here. I could put a pole in the middle here, and I could pull these corner flaps down a little so I get a little bit more of a shape like this. You know, there's probably 50 different ways that I could pitch this thing up to modify it. The poles up in here they're not even tied down to that ridge pole. Come back to this first tab on the poncho, and I've tied it off back here to the tree. So that gives tension crossways. I did the same thing on the other side, and that helps to lock everything down in place. The way these things are tied down, we're actually kind of holding the poles in place by the tension that we put on the poncho. So here's our view looking out at the lake. Isn't that beautiful? One of the nice things about this, since it's an HD poncho, is really it's not really gonna hurt it much if something falls against it, you know what I mean? Stuff like this doesn't really bother it too much. Stuff like that, you know, it doesn't bother it. It's a tough situation. And the nice thing with the frame of this shelter like this, you know, it's a tough little deal.